Welcome to another live episode of Bailey the Bookman. Again, coming to you in St. Albert, Alberta. Glad you could join. We'll need to be safe and make sure we're practicing all of the smart things we need to do to keep ourselves safe, our friends, family, and neighbors safe, and all the rest of our fellow human beings on the planet. So we're going to do virtual stuff here from the store because, like I said the other day, can't go out and look at books and touch books. So we'll do this from the store and maybe give you a small taste of what we're all missing when we can actually go and go book hunting and searching. We've got, I think we've got our live comments sorted out. Let me look. Fundy Coast, hey sir, you're getting good at this. Thank you very much. I guess it works. Woo, smarter than I look. Now I forgot what I was going to say. Well, great. The comments are working. So if you have a comment, something you want to share, by all means, feel free to throw that out there. Yes, we were talking about virtual bookstores and doing that, virtually rather than actually out in the real world. I just wish we had smell-o-vision so you could take in the wonderful aroma that only used bookstores have. And it's one of the things I love about coming to the shop. As often as I do, is open the door, walk in, and it's like, it's just wonderful. Yes, Fundy Coast. He says, glad you're keeping it safe. We all need to, right? I mean, some folks are more susceptible than others. So even though you may feel like, oh, it's not gonna bother me, well, it will, and it will affect other people. So we need to be safe. Let's see what's on the. Oops. Okay, there we go. Right, so recently here at the store, I decided I am going to start to sell some knickknacks and vintage stuff, things that I come across. I'm often called out to people that are, downsizing or moving, or unfortunately, sometimes it's an estate. So I go to look at the books, and they have other interesting things there. So I have, over the years, kind of gathered up a few things, and I, being a book guy, I also collect bookends because I love bookends. There's just so maybe too many. So I have decided that I'm going to put some of them up for sale. So I have a whole shelf here in the shop of bookends, and yeah, they're for sale. Hey, Rob Wallisher, how you doing today? Rob's a big help and support to me here at Bailey Books and for Bailey the Bookman. He is my editor for all the videos that I do, so thanks for that. I worked in TV for a very long time back in the day in a previous life, and editing was never really one of my strong points. Matter of fact, the last time I edited for television, it was on 3/4 inch tape. Oh my God, yeah, that's how long ago that's been. Oh well. So here's some of the things I'm going to show you that we have in the shop. How about this? It looks like it's made out of copper or brass, and this is a fire extinguisher. I'm not even sure how old it is, but it was made in Canada. And to operate, you turn the handle to the left, and you work it like a pump. So you just turn it, and then got the little nozzle. How close to the fire do you have to get to use this thing? It's probably more effective than this one. Liberty fire extinguisher. Quickly removing the cap. Sounds by the time you figure this one out, everything's gone up in flames. It's full though, and yeah, kind of cool. I like this old stuff like this. Pretty neat. Let's see. No. No, Rob. I don't know any book jokes. I'm not gonna go there. Instead of saying Alexa, tell me a joke, I will say Barry, tell me a joke. Okay, I'll work on some book jokes for the next one. Okay, how's that sound? Um, I want to show you one of my favorite favorite pairs of bookends here. And can we guess who these two gentlemen are? We'll hold those up. Yes, it's Don Quixote, Sancho Panza, and these are wood carved set. Decided I need more room, so I put them up for sale here in the shop. And of course, wouldn't they go lovely with this? It is Franklin Library publication, and it is Don Quixote de la Mancha by Cervantes, which is often credited with being the first novel ever written. Now, I don't know if you're familiar with Franklin as a publisher. I don't believe they are in business anymore, but for years and years, they reprinted all sorts of titles, fiction, classics, you name it. They did a version of it just about, but they did them in these beautiful bindings. So they are leather. They have all of this beautiful gilt work with the gilt rules, beautiful gilt titles, and the work on the spine. Fundico says, "I remember Franklin books." Yeah, so I actually have a few in the shop, and whenever I see them, I buy them up and I bring them into the shop. And look at the end papers here. This is it's like a silk kind of paper. It's just beautiful. You don't see it all that often, and it really adds to the beauty of the book. Look at the foredge, top edge. Yeah, gilt all the way around. They're just beautiful books. And like this one, the interior is absolutely gorgeous. It's like brand new. These Franklin books aren't, as a rule, particularly expensive. Like this one, I have priced for $35. I mean, that's a beautiful book. You can hardly go to a Chapters or an Indigo or a place like that and buy a hardcover book for $35. So good deal. I'll set this over. Okay. Here's another thing that I have in the shop. I came across at a garage sale, actually, and I bought this because my mom had a set of these in the kitchen when I was a kid. Exact ones, the yellow with their pussy willows on there, little copper top. So I had to get it, right. It's a little bit of nostalgia for me. Okay. What else should we look at? Oh, here's a neat set of bookends. And the thinker, what you think about? I don't know. What are you thinking about here? Okay. Any shoe bookends? Asks the CFO. Canisters, yes. So these are not unusual. Again, I mean they're like $20, right? But they're beautiful. They have a nice patina on them. I don't know how old they would be. They're very cool though. And I've seen all sorts of different versions of the thinker as bookends. Okay, I'm going to put these over here. Let's see, shoe bookends. No, I don't think so, Dee. I think if I had any shoe bookends, they'd be at home and you would own them. Here, I'll show you my very favorite pair of bookends. Yes, Greyhounds. We have become Greyhound owners at our home. Track rescue Greyhounds. and they are the most wonderful, lovely dogs you can imagine. Um, they have a little bit of learning to do when they are adopted, because they spend their lives um, not around humans per se. It's just people that feed them, train them, not a lot of cuddling and that sort of stuff. But they're unfamiliar with things like stairs and windows and laminate floors, vehicles, things like that. So, but once they get all that sorted out, they are just the best dogs you could ever ask for, and they're super lazy. So the stage of my life I'm in, it's awesome because you don't have to keep this dog amused for 23 hours a day. But anyways, I was the lucky recipient of this pair of Greyhound Bookends. These are not for sale. Okay. What else can we look at here today? Can you do do that Tinker voice again? Maybe in an upcoming episode, Rob, we will try that. The Greyhound Bookends, Fundy, or the Thinker ones. The Thinker ones are like fake brass type stuff. The Greyhound ones here, it says doesn't say anything. I don't know. It's, what do they call that stuff? Yeah, this stuff. The Thinker ones. Yeah, it's. I'm not sure exactly. I mean, it's got some weight to it, but it's not brass for sure. Otherwise, it'd be worth a lot more money. I think it's just like a coating over some kind of resin sort of figure. I don't know. Maybe one day, if I find one that's really badly damaged, I'll just like bust it in half and we'll have a look inside. Okay, I don't know the general age range of the folks watching here today. Anyone remember using one of these? Oh my gosh, that takes so much work. That takes forever. Is there a faster way we could make a phone call? Mary, hello, Thinka. I had a young lady in the store here recently with her mom. So she was probably, I don't know, 13, 12, 13 years old, like that. And she was looking at these, and I asked her, I said, so, you know what those are? She goes, yeah, I think it's a old timey telephone. I said, well, yeah, smoke signals. Okay. Never eat chicken fingers and dial the phone. That's sound advice for a lot of things in life. Okay. What else could we look at here? Is there anything in the background that you can see back there that is? I'm going to try this. Uh-oh. Who knows what this is for? Any takers? I love this. Oh, where did it go? That brown jug up there. That's pretty cool. And the grain elevator. It's like folk art. I got that at a garage sale. Gentleman made it himself. Okay. Uh-oh. Da, 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 da. There. Okay, who cares? I should put the phone away. Here's another item that's I don't think any 12 or 13 or 14-year-olds would know what this is for. So, of course, it's a coal oil lamp. And I can actually remember when I was a kid up on my grandpa's farm, about an hour north of Edmonton, way out in the bush. He did not have power, did not have running water. It was like old school. So all the lamps in the farmhouse were like this. And if you wanted water, you go out to the pump shed and pump the handle, hold the bucket, bring it in, and I'll tell you what, that water did not taste like it did at home in the city. That's for sure. And one of the things I remember most clearly about being out on the farm was how dark, absolutely pitch black. Yeah, because it gets dark at night. I know, pitch black it would get at night. You know, if the moon was not up or it was cloudy. I mean, it literally you could hardly see your hand in front of your face. You know, away from all of the lights, there was just nothing else around the farm. So unless you held up a light or had some source, it was just pitch black. It was a little unnerving, actually. And of course, we had wood fire stoves and heating and all the rest of that. It was a real adventure. I kind of miss those days. They were a lot of fun. Oh, Mortar. Oh, you collect them. Awesome. Well, let's have a look. Where did it go? Yes. Oh, it's heavy. So yes, mortar and pestle. So you can crush up your edibles in there, eh? Yeah, this is probably something that you wouldn't collect, Fundy, because this is, I think, pretty run of the mill. Might even come out of a place like Winners or something like that. Oh, Lisa. Hi. That's our youngest, Lisa, out on the West Coast. Yeah, good question, Rob. How many of these do you have, Fundy? And like, what's the oldest one, or what's your favorite one? And where do you find them? I won that. The grains are all different. Yeah. So, well, I don't know. What do you think of this one? There's no markings on it. It doesn't say where it's made or how old it is. I'm not sure how well you can see that. I mean, it doesn't seem old to me, but I am no expert, that's for sure. Lisa's in the house. Whoop, whoop. Okay. Oh, haha, Lisa. So I picked these up some years ago. And again, depending on your vintage, you may or may not know who these folks are. These, that would be Saddam Hussein, the former Saddam Hussein. So these are Iraqi most wanted playing cards. So when the American soldiers, so because they were looking for a lot of these people, right? There were some folks they wanted to talk to. So they handed out these cards and they had their pictures on them and you know what their role was in their government. Like this gentleman was he's a National Assembly member. This other gentleman was a special security organization supervisor. And yes, Lisa would be familiar because she was just a little toddler when America invaded Iraq, and I think maybe she was like what 3 years old, at least. Because it was back in the early '90s, maybe 4, 5. Anyway, she's standing in front of the TV and she's all she says that Saddam Hussein's a very very bad man. Smart kid. She knew that was going on even at that age. Anyways, yeah, I've had these for years. They've never been opened. So I thought, I'll put them up in the shop and we'll see. There we go. Let's see. Fundy says lots of interesting items there. You'd have to kick me out so you could close up shop. Well, you wouldn't be the first customer I've had to say, "Well, you know, I was going to go home an hour ago." But you know what? I never mind staying a little bit late. Sometimes folks, you know, they come after work, or they're driving through town, or they just love hanging out in bookstores. So I'm happy to stay late if somebody wants to stay late. I have the same deck. It was so the Marines could play cards and instill the images in their minds. There you go. Did you ever open yours, Keith? Did you play with them, or did you keep them sealed up? Did it do? Okay. Anything else anybody wants to see in particular? What else have we got that maybe we could have a look at? When I picked the computer, the laptop up, and I walked over there, did the sound go all goofy and the picture kind of go bleh? Is it okay if I pick it up and walk with it? Will that work? Anybody? Somebody? Oh, Lisa wants, I do have a very, very cool Bruce Lee. Reception's a bit wonky. Okay, I'll leave the laptop here. One second, I have to go over to my Bruce Lee collection, which is behind where I don't let the general public in, and I'll get that right now. Hold on. Batman. Okay, I've been a Bruce Lee fan since I was in high school. The very first movie came out, 1974. I think it was Enter the Dragon that we went to see, or The Big Boss. I can't remember exactly. So Bruce Lee actually had a big impact on my life. Just some of the philosophies, and just, you know, the guy was like, I don't know, 5'6", 145 pounds. Just a killer for the size of him. Okay, so here is one of my most prized possessions. When I priced this, when I acquired it, I don't know, 10 or 15 years ago, it was about $200 US, because there's just none around. It's called the Wing Chun Wooden Dummy Techniques, illustrated by Man Yip, or Yip Man. You can, as I understand it, it's in the Mandarin, the names can go backwards, forwards. I'm not sure. I should know, but I don't. Anyways, Yip Man was Bruce Lee's instructor in Hong Kong. When he wanted to learn Kung Fu, he went to Yip Man, who was supposedly the best instructor in all of Hong Kong. So this is from October 1976. Yes, he was his teacher. Yeah, dummy. And that's where you practice in Wing Chun. You're punching, you're blocking, knees, kicking, and you can beat the snow. So I'm very, I don't know, I just love this thing. Every now and again I take it off its little stand and I just, you know, cuddle it. If you're not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. That's what I was going to say. Yes, I have watched all the Ip Man movies on Netflix. They are awesome. You know, a little bit Hollywooded up, but what the heck? Who cares, right? They're just fun. So, Lisa, do you remember going to the Wing Chun classes with your sister and I when you were, again, just a little tyke? We'd go Saturday mornings to Kung Fu class. I still have your uniform, by the way. Maybe you can come on and model it for us next time you come visit us here in St. Albert. Oh, that's an awesome quote. One of his quotes that I do remember, and I thought was pretty cool, was he was talking about. He had a very famous interview with the Canadian broadcaster Pierre Burton. Um, and old Pierre there was ahead of the curve because he was one of the first to bring Bruce Lee into a studio, sit him down, and do a full-length interview with him because the impact Lee was having on you know, culture and martial arts and all of that sort of stuff. So they were talking away, and Bruce Lee was talking about the nature of water. You know, be like water, because water assumes the shape of whatever it is in, and water, of course, is one of the most powerful forces on Earth, right? I should look that up, and maybe we'll give you the actual quote someday. Sifu Bruce, yes, that's right. What's your favorite Sherlock Holmes story? Ooh, oh, I don't know. That's a really difficult question. I really like A Study in Scarlet, one of the 4 novels. Let me think. Maybe The Speckled Band. Project to do for drama class, and we adapted The Speckled Band into a stage play for this project, and I got to be Sherlock Holmes, and Van got to be Watson, if I remember correctly. Anyways, it was not very good, but we sure had a lot of fun taking a poke at it anyway. Um, should I go get my Sherlock Holmes book so I can tell you? I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm old. I can't remember all of this stuff. Okay. What time is it here? It is just about 2 o'clock, it looks like. So I have, seeing as we're all locked down here and no one's coming into the shop, and you know, it's either here or home or here, I've decided I'm going to take a run at the Mark Twain book that I found last summer. I'm going to start the rebinding process on that. So I might do that as a tape segment for the channel, because it might take a while because there is a ton of work to do on it. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. And I'm also going to finish off The Lost World too. I'm going to put this up. I'm going to put the gilt titles on it. I Googled A Study in Scarlet. Thank you. See, Google's far more reliable than me. Barry, you'd mentioned the last stream about wanting to do live streams from your phone, but not having 1,000 subs. There's a third-party app people use called Streamlabs to bypass that. Oh, okay. Rob, are you reading that? Rob's my techie. Or why don't we just get Bailey the Bookman 1,000 subs? That would be a good solution. You idiot! I didn't know that. The book repair videos are fascinating. Well, thank you. I sometimes I wonder if, you know, if people kind of care, or if it's just, you know, too studious or slow paced. But I'm glad you like them, because I really enjoy doing them. When are you going to go live next? I think tomorrow. What's tomorrow? Tuesday? Yeah. I think tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. We'll go live again tomorrow morning. And one of my other subscribers, Rick Spector, lives in just outside Seattle in Washington. Stay safe down there, Rick. Was telling me about some of his Meetings with science fiction writers in the past, back in the day, met like Isaac Asimov, for heaven's sakes. Selection of those in the other part of the store. And I think tomorrow morning we will look through some of those, look at the artwork, and look at some of the pillars and people that had a huge impact and influence on science fiction as we know it today. Lisa, my friends love your book repair videos. Well, that's great. I guess, I'm a little, I don't know. It's for me, it's kind of, I mean, I love doing it, but it's also part of my work and my job here at the bookstore. So but people often tell me that it's like, wow, I didn't know, and sometimes it can be a fairly, complex process from start to finish, and it's all handwork, and it's different glues, and it's hand tools, and it's and have a look at that. I guess that is kind of different, and then really not something you see a lot of today. And considering I'm probably the only one in my immediate geographic area that does book repairs of this nature, I guess it is a little unusual, and I guess a little interesting. To the next one. Okay. Sure. I will. I'll show you one or two tomorrow. Dee, can I bring your book that I made you for Christmas last year? I really like that one. Okay, we're back. I'm getting a little notice here that, excuse me, that my connection is getting a little wonky. Good news is the running fiber into our neighborhood here, and hopefully within the next couple of minutes, I'm going to have a fiber connection right here to the store, and I won't have to worry about this Wi-Fi, you know what, anymore, because man, it's a pain in the patoot. Anyways, so I am going to, thanks, Steve. We'll bring that book for tomorrow's episode. So again, tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. You can find all of my book stock on baileybookman.com. If you want to send me a note, an email, you can reach me at baileybooks@tellus.net. So that's Bailey Books, all one, at Tellus, TELUS.net. And yeah, be happy to see an email from you or a comment. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate everyone pitching in today and help me get the comments section sorted out. Thanks, Rob. Aw. Okay. See you everyone tomorrow, and thanks for tuning into this live version of Bailey the Bookman.